It's official, folks. Grady Dick is going to be a star for this Raptors team if he isn't one already. With his improved finishing around the basket, along with added strength and his elite three-point shooting, it's just been amazing to watch, as well as RJ Barrett continuing to play well despite some crazy stuff that went on last night. And similar could be said for Jakob Poeltl, who isn't as young as the core group in this team, but has just taken his game to another level this season. So there are so many things to break down because the Raptors have once again just had an amazing performance, an amazing game in a very tough situation. Again, the Raptors have had a bloodbath of a schedule to start off this year and have dealt with a ton of injuries and a bunch of stuff going against them in all these games, and still find a way to compete and still find a way to just really excite Toronto Raptors fans. So we have so much to break down in this video, but before we do, folks, we are very, very close to 36,000 subscribers, and still over 67% of our viewers haven't hit the subscribe button just yet. So if you want to join on for the ride for this absolutely electrified Toronto Raptors season, maybe not in the win-loss column, but definitely for people watching the games, following this team, definitely hit that subscribe button because we're covering it all here on Raptors Digest. But appreciate everyone that's been tuning into the vids and support the channel anyways. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and again, we're diving first into our guy Grady Dick because again, he has been one of the crazy storylines. There's been a few for this Raptors team this season, but Grady Dick, his emergence, his development, we heard rumblings about in the offseason, but really in the eye tests, we saw it in terms of his strength, in terms of, the added weight that he has out there on this, on his frame now at this point. But holy smokes, no one expected this, I think, this early on into Grady Dick's NBA career, because once again last night came out and just had a remarkable performance against one of the league's more elite teams in the Denver Nuggets. Went 10-20 shooting, 4 of 9 from the three-point line, made 26 points, had 5 assists in this game, had 2 rebounds, had 3 steals and 2 blocks in this performance. So +1, in a close game against the Denver Nuggets. But basically, and if you didn't see the game, the Raptors did end up losing this one 119 to 121. So it is what it is. But Grady Dick, just all around in this game, this is a confidence. Even if he goes through a stretch where he's missing a couple shots, missing stuff, he just has so many ways to score around the basket, around the mid-range shots, with floaters, obviously with those, spot-up three-point shots, even shots off the dribble. He just has such a versatile offensive skill set now at this point that, if something's not going down, if he misses a couple threes in a row or something, then he just gets a way to get back into his rhythm, get back the confidence going, and frankly, it's having a serious impact in terms of, his ability to just be an elite scorer for this team. And we can take a look at just the overall stats for the season. I mean, Grady Dick is averaging 22 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2.3 assists, shooting 38% from the three-point line, and he's not even making a ton of his open shots yet. Right, 33% in corner threes. This is a number that we could see Grady Dick. I think he was shooting like 46, 47% from corner threes last season. So, Grady Dick is a guy that really just is doing everything you could ask for out there on the basketball court. His confidence, and the touch is going to improve as well. He misses some easy ones, but it's infinitely better than where it was, this time last season. And the guy's only 20 years old. He's literally only 20 years old, going to be 21 in a couple weeks. But holy smokes, give Grady Dick his flowers, man, and hype this man up. Hype this man up because, again, some people, I saw some criticism, especially at the end of the game, where Grady Dick did end up having a couple turnovers, but really the same way we saw with Scottie Barnes in the second half of last season. Teams are focusing on Grady Dick right now. There is a defensive effort. Defenses are locked in on trying to stop the Raptors' emerging wing. And, down the stretch of the game, we saw it, in terms of the aggressive defense, the focus that was put on. So it's a development part of this whole season, right? Grady Dick, he's going to have to get used to defenses locking in on him because he's going to be a star player for this Raptors team. It's official. What we've seen over the past couple weeks, what we've seen in terms of his development, his growth, he is going to be a star player for this team, and it's star players are going to be comfortable with the defenses, down the stretch, being locked in and completely sort of, focusing in on them. So, Grady Dick's 20 years old, getting these reps, getting these opportunities to, face off against the defenses that are really just pushing to steal the ball on, not let him score, not do these types of things. That's going to be huge. And frankly, he did a good job with it tonight because, again, the Nuggets kind of knew they saw Grady Dick play the other night, but still 5 assists in this one. Grady Dick is going to be improving in those aspects, in terms of his ability to create for others, and something we've seen with RJ Barrett, as he's really had the brunt of the defenses locked in on him as well. So again, that's just huge stuff, a huge development for this Raptors team. Grady Dick, give this man his flowers. But RJ Barrett as well. Like 5 of 21 shooting, that is what it is. Didn't make a ton of his 3-point shots. He's been electrifying from the 3-point line this season. I mean, we could take a look at his stats overall for the year, right? Still shooting 38%, including last night's game from the 3-point line, 60% on corner threes. RJ Barrett's a much improved 3-point shooter, even despite this poor shooting performance last night. But, 16 points. It is what it is. RJ Barrett had 10 assists in this game, 6 rebounds, and his ability to just create for others, get people open, right? Give them those open looks that they need as the defense is really locking on him. It's been a development that has really surprised me. It's really had me excited in terms of his vision. Like I talked about a little bit at the end of the last year, how there's, seeds of a really good playmaker there for RJ Barrett. Well, that flower is blooming in terms of his playmaking abilities, his ability to create for others. Again, still at 5 turnovers, specifically a lot of those, dribbling into traffic, getting the ball knocked loose. And he's in a similar boat, right? Being a number one option. Obviously, Scottie Barnes, IQ are the guys that are also going to be able to take a load off these fellas. But, with the defenses locked in, RJ Barrett's really growing comfortable in terms of making reads, making shots. It's not going to be perfect, right? We are still a young team. We are still in year 1 of a rebuild, right? And these guys, these are crucial moments to see the development, to see these guys really come into their own as basketball players. So that has been awesome development. Both of those guys, continue to be a really fun storyline for the season. Jakob Poeltl as well. I want to give this man his flowers because, again, he doesn't really fit the timeline for this Raptors team, but he's just taken his game up a whole different notch this year in terms of his ability to finish, his ability to stay locked in. On the defensive end, last night, the refs were just letting Nikola Jokic get away with kind of whatever he wants. And similar with Russell Westbrook, and that's something with RJ Barrett as well, especially that last shot. Guys like Russell Westbrook and Nikola Jokic just got those kind of like Hall of Famer whistles that, the Raptors got the short end of the stick for. And Jakob Poeltl did everything he could out there on the defensive end to stop Nikola Jokic, but didn't really have much else on his side in terms of helping him go that way. And even with all those things he's dealing with at this point, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals for Jakob Poeltl. Like, what more can you ask for from your center doing those things, being effective out there on the offensive, defensive end, right? Jakob Poeltl is definitely going to make some tough decisions for Masai Ujiri out there for the squad. So we'll cover that in later videos. But Jakob Poeltl's been awesome. Davion Mitchell, he's been good. 5-11 from the field, 2-7 from the 3-point line, 13 points. A bounce back game where you had a lot of turnovers against the Kings in the last one. But facing off against your former team, that's just kind of how it's going to go. And Ujiri, right? 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Continuing to just prove how the Raptors made the right bet in taking on, I want to say distressed asset, but a guy that hadn't really come into his own yet for the Utah Jazz and, really just doing his thing out there from the 3-point line, finishing around the basket. Ujiri continues. Nothing really novel in terms of what we saw in this game. And, off the bench, again, the rookies, I want to say they're hitting a rookie wall, but Jamal Shed, I like that he had a bounce back performance. A couple of the last couple games haven't been his best sort of outings, but last night, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists for Jamal Shed. End up knocking down a 3, which is great to see as well. Jonathan Mobo, 2-4 from the field. Again, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 points. Those two guys are proven why they're solid contributors to this Raptors team. James Bell, I think, could be getting a few more minutes here and there in some of these outings, some of these games. Went 1-4 from the 3-point line, so that is what it is. But, that's how it goes. Boucher didn't have as hot of a game as he did against Sacramento, but one guy I do want to discuss and kind of close off with is Jakob Poeltl. Like, Darko, do not give up on Jakob Poeltl. I know it's not been the most efficient shooting by any stretch of the imagination in his first few outings. Like, that is what it is. But Jakob Poeltl, there's something about his game. Something about his confidence. Something about the fluidity in his jump shot that I really like. And he looks a lot stronger than most rookies kind of look. I thought he was going to be very kind of thin-framed and get cooked off the defense side. There's something about Jakob Poeltl's energy that gets me excited for this Raptors squad. And he had the best plus-minus in the Raptors game last night, despite only hitting 1 shot. So definitely don't give up on this guy. Do not give up on Jakob Poeltl. I like him as a basketball player. I like him out there on that front. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. You guys best think as far as subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.